Well, hey there, friends. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Tuesday morning on Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. Well, let's get right to the weather because, okay, it's snowing in the mountains, but no snow here. But Jeremy, when can we expect to see some snow here?
I've been spending a lot of time diving into what I think is going to happen this winter. And we're in a double dip La Nina. Basically means last winter was La Nina, this coming winter is going to be a La Nina. And historically, those kind of get a bit of a late start when it comes to the snow and lower elevations. So it's likely going to hold off until at least the second week in November for now, especially because we're so warm. 44 degrees here in Spokane, and pretty close to that. It is 43 in Sandpoint, a little bit of isolated shower activity, 45 in Moses Lake, and 39 there in Wenatchee. Wind is going to pick up, and you can expect it to be rather breezy. You're out in central Washington or down in the Palouse. Your wind gusts are up near 30 to 35 miles per hour today. Ours near 25 miles per hour here in Spokane. What's going on? Well, we've got this. It's moisture and energy that we talked about. This right here is the jet stream, and as that builds in, we build in a little bit of a ridge. It kind of squishes all of everything else up and through our region. So what winds up happening is we get wind and rain, and then a break, and then right back to the wind and rain as we get into the day on Thursday. So for today, expect it to play out somewhat like this. We see a couple of scattered showers to start the day, but by this afternoon, a more widespread round of showers moves through the inland northwest, bringing some decent rain to a lot of us. Once again, a 1/10 of an inch absolute max out of that one. Then it moves out, and we're done with it until about Thursday. But for now, here's how it plays out. It's going to be mostly cloudy today. Temps topping out near 50.
Moving on now to today's top coronavirus headlines. We have an update on the number of state employees who are affected by Governor Jay Inslee's vaccine mandate.
Now, almost 91% of employees have verified that they are vaccinated. Just over 3% of employees have received an accommodation, which brings the total of state employees in compliance with the mandate to more than 94%. Almost 3% left their jobs or were terminated due to the mandate, and that remaining 3% are pending action, which means they're in the process of being vaccinated, pending retirement, pending accommodation, or separation. In all, more than 94% of state employees are in compliance with the state vaccine mandate.
FDA advisors are set to vote today on an emergency use authorization of the Pfizer vaccine for kids ages 5 to 11. Now, one child in that age range who is already vaccinated as a clinical trial participant explains why he got the shot.
Make it a lot safer for me to go outside and play all the sports that I play and have fun with my friends and family.
If the CDC ultimately endorses the two-shot lower dose vaccine, about 28 million children would be eligible. Those shots could start going into the arms of 5 to 11-year-olds as soon as next week.
The mayor of Spokane, along with the city council, plans to host a series of COVID funding discussions. Now, the first will be today at North Central High School. Mayor Nadine Woodward says the open house will foster ideas on how to use the Federal American Rescue Plan Act relief funds. She also says the funds will be used to speed up our pandemic recovery. Community members who wish to participate will be asked to view a short video orientation before moving to a series of tables to discuss ideas and topics in greater detail. Now, you'll definitely want to stick around in our next hour of Up with KREM. Mayor Woodward will join us live to discuss today's meeting, and that will be this morning at 6:40 right here on Up with KREM.
Well, a 14-year-old was arrested on Monday after bringing a gun to University High School in Spokane Valley.
The Spokane County sheriffs were able to disarm the student before anyone was hurt, thankfully.
He looked scared for a minute, and then he was actually cooperating, which was very comforting.
Now, before calling the sheriff, school staff received information that the student had a gun.
So this morning, Nicole Hernandez joining us now live to break down what exactly happened. Nicole, what have you learned?
Yeah, guys, so right now I'm live outside of University High School where this happened. So this school here went into lockdown. Well, deputies actually went into the school, into a classroom to directly confront this student. So according to the sheriff's office, the student actually did not know that the school had called law enforcement. Deputies had decided telling him might escalate the situation. So a small team of deputies went into the classroom while the rest of the school was on lockdown. They then quickly isolated the suspect in the room while allowing the other students and staff to leave. And we talked with one student who was inside the classroom when deputies came through the door.
Everyone basically put their hands up because after the police had said for the one specific student to put their hands up, everyone kind of just put their hands up out of fear and shock.
Now, no students or staff were harmed during the incident. The 14-year-old was arrested, and now the district praised students for speaking up. And since the student is a minor, the sheriff's office will not be releasing that student's name, but there will be counselors here on school campus ready to speak with anyone who needs to talk about the incident after yesterday. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
5:06, time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
Well, Crime Stoppers of the Inland Northwest are offering a reward for information. The cash reward is for information about 29-year-old Kayla Holden. She's wanted for murder in connection with a fatal October 11th shooting. 37-year-old Allison Davis was killed. Spokane Valley Police say Davis and the driver were approached by a man and a woman asking for a ride. Soon after, the woman pulled out a gun and there was some sort of struggle, and Davis was shot.
Pullman police are investigating after reports of two women being followed by a man over the weekend. In the first case, the woman was followed by a car described as a blue four-door Toyota sedan while walking her dog. In the second case, a man followed a woman into the laundry room of an apartment complex and grabbed her by the arm. The woman says she screamed and the man fled. Police described the suspect as a white man about 20 years old wearing a medical mask and a baseball hat.
The United Soccer League of Spokane is hosting their first community listening session today. President Cindy Wendell will be there while they discuss the team's crest, colors, and names for the men's professional team and women's elite team. Both will play in Spokane's new downtown stadium set to open in 2023. Now, the meeting is at 5:30 tonight at No Lie Brew House. They'll be out on the patio, and get this, they'll have free beer for you to drink while you try and get creative. And that is your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
Now, still to come this morning on Up with KREM, we're learning more about the Boise Mall shooting that happened yesterday.
And she goes, come with me, and she took us and hid us into one of their closets that have a code on it.
We'll hear from those that were there about how they protected themselves and those around them.
And we're going to take you outside and talk a changing weather pattern. We've got wind today, rain this afternoon, wind dies down tomorrow, a break later tomorrow, but then heavy rain on Thursday. Oh, but I'm working toward it. By the weekend, we're talking sunshine and very seasonable temperatures. We're typically in the upper 40s by the end of October, and that's where we'll be as we head into Halloween.